So running a business through Lifecycle and running an estate agency through Gibbs are worlds apart. Gibbs is very one-dimensional in the sense that you are governed by a way of working, and you can only work in one way, and it only covers a small part of what we do as estate agents.
Just calling out, I think that's one of the key areas that I found is it saved a lot of time, is you could actually concentrate on quality rather than going through every single person.
It saves us a lot of time. The mundane tasks of certain phone calls, which now we just don't need to make anymore. The fact that for us, I was looking at 2 or 3 different software packages. MailChimp, I was looking to do one side of the thing. I was looking for another software package to do this. I was looking for another software package to do that. And we had them all and it was expensive as hell. Now this does it all.
Lifecycle can tell us, rather than sifting through dozens and dozens of people to see if they're still looking, we can see at a glance who's actually active on the system, and therefore that saves us a lot of time and effort making loads of phone calls which are just dead time. In terms of gaining us listings, again, we can see who is active on our system. So we may have done a valuation 6 months ago, and then suddenly, recently, they've been all over our website. We can see them looking at our staff, we can see them looking at our properties, we can see them looking at our Google reviews, and we think, right, these people obviously are now at a stage where they're thinking about moving.
There's a potential viewings tab. So again, we know the people that are actually looking at their property, they're your direct call. And we found recently with one, which is one of our biggest success stories with a buyer, literally within us click of a button on Lifecycle, we called the first potential viewing. It resulted in a 40k over the asking price offer.
How does running an agency on Gibbs compare to running it on Lifecycle? Probably the biggest thing is how we've been able to streamline processes. Lifecycle automates an awful lot of things that we had a person doing, and a person probably could still do that, to be fair, but the way Lifecycle works, it gives us more time to work on more productive things. If rather than ring 100 landlords or 100 vendors, it tells us the 10 to ring, and that makes us more productive.
The difference between running my agency and my business through Repeat and what it's like through Lifecycle is worlds apart. Yeah, I think for me the kind of thought when I was going to move on to Lifecycle as to what it could do to actually now what I can see that it can do and where we were back then kind of goes back to what I was saying. It's like having an old filing cabinet in the corner room with the lights off and you're kind of going around, don't really know what you're doing. Suddenly someone turns the lights on and goes, here's the Ferrari, and you're like, right, I'm away.
So rather than having a list of random people, you've got a list of people that want to be called, or you hope they want to be called and spoken to about that relevant subject, whether it be putting their property on the market for sales or lettings, viewing a property for sales or for lettings. It does a lot of the work for you.
But the main thing for me was that the shift in my mindset of where my business was going, Vibra really couldn't support. Up to the year 2000, Vibra was okay, bit clunky, but okay. But there was nothing else that was really about that could challenge it or take over. So he was in that dilemma of devil I know, devil I don't, all right, we'll put up with it. And then, shift in terms of how we operate, Lifecycle came along and boom, it's not even a comparison to say you're switching from one CRM to another. Yeah, Lifecycle's a CRM, but it's so much more.